Mr. Clarke, you have 5 minutes.
Good evening, everyone. And the word that you need to use today is a no-brainer. That's what this is for Toronto City Councillors. But first, let's pay respect to former Councillor Ron Moser, and let's thank his family for the sacrifice they have made in putting him up for public service. We'd like to thank the children who were present. If it was not for them, I would not have life today. We'd like to thank Councillor Fletcher, Pam McConnell, and Norm Kelly for their long-time service in government, and definitely Jim Karajanis. We have to thank you. I am a 5-time mayoral candidate. Not like my opponent, my main opponent, who's a former mayoral candidate, but he was also the former budget chief in the previous 2 establishment. So if Mr. Tory's assertion that we have so much financial woes, a lot of it can be contributed to my opponent, Mr. Saganaki. And there's no way that council can consider him above me. He ran in 1 election for mayor. He collected hundreds of thousands of dollars and gave tax rebates for those amounts, and then abandoned it when he thought he couldn't win. I ran for mayor 5 times. 4 of those times I was a homeless man in the city of Toronto, and I finished all 5 races campaigning with heart, soul, and the love of the child and the people of this city. I am a 9-time provincial candidate. I am a 4-time federal candidate. And I am the only man in Canadian history, June in 2014, who have simultaneously contest office for all 3 levels of government when I was the municipal candidate for mayor, the provincial candidate for member of provincial parliament Scarborough Agincourt, and the federal candidate for member of federal parliament. All these I accomplished of being one of the most well-known homeless men in the history of this city. I am portrayed in The Papal Chase, a documentary that has won so much film festival. I am mentioned with the likes of Mick Jagger, Ron Woods, and special appearance by Pope the last time he was here for Canada's Youth Summit. I am a homeless activist. I am a children's rights advocate, and I am the defender of the people's rights to proper service of government. My opponent in 2018, Mr. Tory, you have an opportunity today to determine whether you're going to seek to be just a good mayor or a great mayor. Because if you are a good mayor and that's all you're going to be, I or someone else, possibly Mr. Layton or Miss Nunziata, who I am very good friend with her brother, will defeat you for the mayor of Toronto's job. But for you to be a great mayor, to appoint Kevin Clarke to City Council today, I will address your most diverse issue of social decay. I will address the issue of Toronto community housing. I will address the issue of youth delinquency, crime, and violence. I will address those issues that are more dear to the people, and I will be a great ally to you and every single member of council, and we will work together to combat social decay in the city of Toronto. And it is a no-brainer. I have nothing against the other candidates, but the fact of the matter is, I am also one of 20 people in the province of Ontario who is today eligible to be the next Premier of Ontario, because I am the interim leader of one of the 20 registered political party in Ontario. I've also been a chief financial officer in Ontario, and I have filed successful returns.
Mr. Clarke, can you wrap it up? You're
Yes,
5 minutes.
I have filed successful returns for the People's Political Party over the past 5 years.
Thank you.
I respect you all. Make the right choice today, and let's make Toronto great again.
Thank you.
God is with us.
Oh, hold on. Mr. Clarke, you have questions. There are questions for you.
Well, naturally, there will be.
Councillor Karygiannis, one question?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Mr. Clarke, in your record of running, if you were to get appointed today, what guarantee do we have that you will not seek a re-election in Ward 44?
Well, I am the interim leader of the Ontario People's Political Party, and I am scheduled to run in Scarborough-Guildwood against the Education Minister, Ms. Misty Under, for provincial parliament. If I am appointed to council today, my number one focus would be to focus on fixing Toronto community housing and dealing with the repairs, the maintenance, and the financial issues that they have. I believe that housing is the number one need for the people of the city, because if you don't have a proper home and a place to lay your head, you cannot come to work like all of you, and you cannot be a productive member. So my main focus, if appointment, would be to deal with Toronto community housing and make life better for those people living there. Will I run again? If I am appointed today, I expect to be successful in Scarborough, Guildwood, and in turn, I would not run. I would support Michael Layton or Francis Nunziata for the next mayor's job. and that's where it goes. But John, I will support John if John will address social issues, because he is a good mayor. He's just not a great mayor yet.
Okay, thank you. I will not be running for mayor. That has been confirmed. No, I just want to. Councillor Fletcher, do you have a question? Councillor Fletcher. Councillor Fletcher.
I did face his dad.
Thank you. I wasn't clear, Mr. Clarke, about the, if you let's say you were the councillor from today, you were appointed, would you run again in the next municipal election?
As I said, Ms. Fletcher, I am on the slate to challenge John Tory for the mayor of Toronto's job as it stands right now. But if I am put onto council and we're able to address the social issues that we need to address, then I might focus more on provincially. So I am not ruling it out, but if I am appointed and we are doing good work and you require me to bypass the next election, then I will take it to a provincial level and I will advocate for the city of Toronto on a provincial level. My focus is to make Toronto better for all its citizens.
Thank you.
Thank you for the shout out there, but Councillor Bearmaker, Councillor Davis, are part of the club of those of us who've been here for a while, Mr.
Yes, they have been, and we do acknowledge their great works, but your work does stand out. So does Mrs. McConnell. So does Pam McConnell, because I know Pam is in the artist district, and Christian Tam Wham has joined her down there in Toronto Centre, and there's a lot of problems down there, and I wish to help address those issues. So I do acknowledge those who are doing good. And I think that you all have an opportunity to help make Toronto better by dealing with our social issues, and that's what I am concerned about.
Thank you.
Thank the Lord.
Okay, we have another question. Councillor Ainsley, one question?
Oh, my buddy.
Mr. Clarke.
How are you, Paul? Nice
Good.
to see you.
I know you've recently moved into Ward 43. I want to thank you for moving into Ward 43.
Yes.
Do you think what would be your top issue in Ward 44?
My top issue, I believe, is housing. I have gone to the complex of Toronto community housing, and I have seen areas where a door is like this, and there's only half a door, and that half a door is rusted out, and kids are running from it because it's a rat hole. And this is in your ward, all right? No disrespect, but also when you go downstairs towards the basement, there's rat holes the size of raccoon holes. Now, I just got into a battle with Canada's second largest landlord, Capri, and I just got $500,000 worth of repairs and maintenance done in less than 2 years at 4000 Lawrence and 4010 Lawrence. And I find that I'm very effective in fixing things and getting results. So my main focus will be to fix up the people's housing, and naturally my number one is to see that there's safe playgrounds for the children to play and clean parks. And those will be my main focus: housing, playground, parks, and naturally youth delinquency. I find that I have great impact on young people who have gone astray due to the fact of my past, and I've done a lot of time in incarceration before I started running the political party and started making a positive life. And I would like to teach those young people that if you go out and sweat your brow, if you go out and volunteer times, and if you go out and assist others, good things will come to you. Like my good friend, my best friend, you can call him, his name is Sam Colas. You all can Google him. He's the largest property manager in Canada, and that man has done a lot. He calls me Saint Kevin, and because of him, I have been able to do great things, but not because of his money, because of his guidance. He taught me to spend money wisely, to always give love and forgiveness, and to always give respect to all. And that is what I will do as a member of City Council. I will not be there seeking my own glory. I will not be there looking to make any name for myself, because I'm already a name. I went from a homeless man to running for mayor to being a provincial party leader. I will be looking to make council work for all people in the city, and where you are busy on the financial aspects, I will focus on the social aspects, which is youth delinquency, dealing with crime, and dealing with the issue of building a positive environment for young people to grow. I am also a former grade 5 student teacher, so I am very expert in dealing with children, and the biggest thing about me is I get results. When there is for the greater good of all, I will bring results. And as a member of council, I believe, this gentleman here too, he speaks very well. I don't remember his name. I think that's Mr. Mavic. Yes, so he's a very good man. So I am here to make Toronto better. I want us to be not a tourist attraction or a film attraction. I don't want to focus on that like Mayor Tory. I want to focus on the people. I want to focus on the children. I want to focus on the parks. I want to focus on the housing. I want to focus on the poverty, focus on the youth, putting nice places for our seniors to grow old. And when we focus on that, if Mayor Tory can adapt his platform to add those to it, then he becomes a great mayor. And in 2018, then I would support him. But right now, I believe that Mayor Tory is lacking on his social end. Like the Toronto Homeless Memorial is just a couple blocks away. Mayor Tory has gone to Chicago. He's gone to India to chase tourist money, to chase filmmakers' money. But how much time has Mayor Tory went to the Toronto Homeless Memorial?
Mr. Clarke, thank you. I believe you've
Yes.
answered the question. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Magic in